Have you ever felt like, your online life isn't really yours? Like it's more about what these giant tech companies want. We're talking about just wading through endless information, always that background worry about your personal data, and that feeling that just a few big platforms are pulling all the strings on how you experience the internet. It's kind of exhausting, right? But what if there was a different way? A digital world where you are actually in control, where your privacy is like locked down tight and everything is tailored specifically to you. That's exactly the kind of, well, revolution we're diving into today. Our focus is on two really interesting technologies, Smartcubic, which is this powerful new platform, and FEFONE2W. It's a very clever personalized gateway system. We're going to really try and peel back the layers here, explore how they're aiming to fundamentally change your digital experience by tackling those core frustrations we all feel with Web 2.0 and, paving the way for a more empowered Web 3.0 future.
Yeah, and our mission for this deep dive is to really get into the nitty-gritty. We want to unpack the core ideas, the actual tech involved, and some pretty surprising real-world uses for Smartcubic. We'll be looking specifically at how it offers real solutions to those common headaches, things like information being wrong, updates being slow, businesses facing huge operating costs, and those constant worries about who owns content online. We've gone through a ton of material for this, in-depth reports, user manuals, the works. So yeah, we should have some good insights to share.
Okay, let's unpack this then. If you think back, Web 1.0, that was mostly static pages, right? Like online brochures. Then Web 2.0 came along the social web, connected everyone, which was amazing, obviously. But it also brought this major shift. These huge centralized platforms kind of took over. They held all the keys. And that led to, well, information monopolies, didn't it? Where just a few big players controlled all our data, which then often meant high fees for people creating stuff, massive privacy issues, endless fights over copyright. It feels like we traded convenience for control, maybe without fully realizing it at the time.
Precisely. And Web 3.0 really emerges as the direct response to those problems. It's fundamentally built on two key ideas. First, intelligent tech that doesn't just look at keywords, but actually gets the meaning, semantic understanding, we call it. And second, decentralized systems. So power isn't all stuck in one place. The big goal here is giving users back control over their own data sovereignty, moving from being platform-centric to user-centric.
Right. And Smartcubic is positioning itself right at the forefront of this Web 3.0 shift. It's designed specifically to tackle these challenges we've just laid out, using both semantic AI and blockchain tech. Now, every smart system needs a brain, right? So let's talk about Smartcubic's brain. It's semantic AI and semantic ontology. From what I've read in the sources, the semantic AI isn't just matching keywords. It's supposed to understand the meaning, the relationships between data points, much deeper, more like how we understand things. Is that about right? How does that actually work?
You're spot on. A good way to think about it is a traditional AI might just see the word apple and think fruit. But with semantic ontology, it understands apple could also be the tech company, or maybe a type of pie, or even a color, depending entirely on the context. It's like giving the AI a really smart dictionary and a brain that understands context, not just a word list. This structured knowledge model, the ontology, helps the AI get and classify data within specific areas, say healthcare or finance. It makes its learning way more efficient, and the information it provides much, much more accurate.
Okay, that makes sense. And Smartcubic isn't just leaving it there, right? They're actively refining the AI models for better precision, more up-to-date info. One method mentioned is reinforcement learning from human feedback, or RLHF. We hear a lot about AI hallucinations, basically, the AI making stuff up. How does RLHF combat that?
Yeah, AI hallucinations are a big problem. RLHF, it's kind of like having human editors constantly guiding the AI. People give feedback like, yes, that answer was good, or nope, that's completely wrong.
Yeah.
The AI then learns over time to generate responses that humans actually prefer, making sure its behavior lines up better with, human values and ethics. It's a massive step for reliability.
That sounds crucial. And then to keep the information really current, really fresh, the sources talk about retrieval augmented generation R. What's the practical effect of using RAG?
So RAG basically stops the AI from just relying on its old training data. It's like giving the AI a live connection to the internet's knowledge. It actively goes out and checks external sources, web documents, databases, whatever, to make sure it's using the absolute latest, most expert knowledge available right now. This stops you getting those frustratingly outdated answers you sometimes get. It means the info is current, directly tackling that stale data problem.
Okay, so we've got the brains. Let's shift to the trust side of things, the blockchain integration and data sovereignty. This seems to be where Smartcubic really empowers the user. Blockchain gives you, the user, complete control over your data. Is that right? You can transparently manage how it's collected, stored, used, even potentially get paid for sharing it. That feels like a big departure.
It is a huge departure. And yeah, to give you a couple of concrete examples, blockchain timestamps create this unchangeable proof of ownership for content creators. It's like a digital notary stamping your work. Makes it incredibly difficult for someone to falsely claim it or copy it without permission. And by using distributed ledger technology, DLT, Smartcubic seriously boosts data integrity and security against hacking. Think about, say, sensitive personal medical info. With this, you could use blockchain to grant a specific doctor access to your records just for a consultation, then revoke it immediately after. You control the access, nobody else.
That sounds incredibly powerful, definitely addresses the security and control issues. But I could see someone wondering, if you give users that much control and everything's decentralized, does that risk breaking things up, like making it harder for different systems or pieces of information to connect and work together? How does Smartcubic handle that, ensuring things can still interact smoothly?
That's a really important point. And yeah, it's a core challenge for Web 3.0 design. Smartcubic tackles this by using that standardized semantic ontology we talked about, the Smart Dictionary. Because everything uses this common underlying language or structure, different Smartcubics and datasets, even if they belong to different people or services, can still understand each other and interact meaningfully. They don't need a central middleman to translate. So you get that decentralization, that security, that control, but without sacrificing the ability for things to connect, interoperability.
Got it. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, I think, for just everyday online stuff. Phono2WWeb. I know I personally waste so much time trying to remember passwords or stressing if a login page is even real. Phono2WWeb is Smartcubic's core, personalized, secure addresses tech, and it sounds like it offers amazing convenience plus really strong security.
Phono2W is pretty unique. It's actually patented technology. Essentially, it gives every user their own permanent, unique digital service address, like https.mycorp.com from John Doe 5600, for example. But the real kicker is the security. That link, that specific URL, will only work on the mobile phone you've registered it to. That's it. If someone else, like a hacker, somehow got that link and tried to use it from their device, the system instantly sees it's not your phone, your device identity, and the link just stops working. Poof. It's kind of like a key that only fits your personal lock, and if someone tries it in any other lock, the key itself just vanishes. This makes phishing and hacking attempts incredibly difficult, almost inherently blocked, which is obviously vital for anything sensitive like banking or healthcare.
Wow, okay. That's like a magic key that only works for the owner and self-destructs otherwise. That's brilliant. And the best part, maybe, is the login-free experience it enables. No installing separate apps for everything, no painful registration processes, and thank goodness no more trying to remember dozens of different IDs and passwords. You just click a link and you're in, accessing the service instantly. You can even apparently pick up where you left off if you got interrupted without needing to log back in. That just removes so much friction, doesn't it? Think of the time saved. Okay, now let's talk about the Smartcubic itself. We mentioned Smartcubic, the platform, but it also lets you create these individual Smartcubics. You describe them like hyper smart digital Lego bricks, each with its own secure ID and web address.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And this Smartcubic unit could be basically anything digital, a product, a service, an ad, a piece of content. And because it has its own address, it's super easy to share, say, on social media for promotion. Plus, everyone gets a personal internet address for their own portal, and there are group pages for communities. So how does this actually change things in different industries? Maybe start with something close to home, like healthcare.
Yeah.
Right? Healthcare. Think about filling out the same forms over and over at different doctors, or just worrying about who has access to your private health data online. With Smartcubic, the idea is that patients manage their medical data securely using a FEFO-NE2W web link. They grant access, maybe just temporarily, to specific doctors or hospitals. The semantic AI could even monitor data from your smartwatch, say spot anomalies, and give you personalized health alerts. And healthcare providers could use Smartcubics to easily share important info or booking links. It seems to flip the model from hoping your data is safe to knowing you control it.
Exactly. It's privacy by design, giving you that data sovereignty. And then in financial services, FOE2WWeb enables those login-free processes for things like loan applications, checking your accounts, getting insurance quotes. The semantic AI could analyze your financial situation anonymously if you choose and recommend products that are genuinely suitable for you. And all transactions are recorded transparently and reliably on the blockchain. So for you, the user, it means less fear of phishing scams, no more login nightmares, and real trust in your financial dealings.
Okay, those are huge sectors. Now, what about some of the newer, maybe more dynamic applications, like entertainment? We all use streaming services, follow artists. So here you get personalized recommendations, movies, music, maybe webtoons sent straight to you via your FONE2W weed link. And the semantic AI could even get sophisticated enough to analyze emotions, maybe suggesting content based on your current mood. That sounds pretty cool.
It does. And for the creators themselves, blockchain offers a massive advantage. It gives them transparent copyright protection, first off. But also, it allows for fair, immediate payment through smart contracts, cutting out the middlemen, who often take a big slice of the revenue. And for fans, it boosts the whole experience. Artists could have their own dedicated community pages, and you, as a fan, could actually earn rewards. Maybe NFTs, maybe special tokens for doing things like sharing their content or buying merch. So you're directly supporting artists you love, getting rewarded for being a fan, and getting content that's really tailored to you.
That direct creator-fan connection sounds powerful.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit, from personal use to business. How does this help small, medium-sized enterprises, SMEs? They're often resource-strapped. Well, for a small business owner, it seems much easier. They can create these Smartcubic digital assets, maybe for a product, a service, a special offer, without needing a complicated website. And then they can just share these via FONTWB links, put them in QR codes, send via SMS, post on social media. Super simple way to get the word out. Exactly. And then the AI component kicks in. Semantic AI can use location data and user interest to suggest relevant smart cubics, like recommending a discount from a local restaurant to someone nearby who's shown interest in that type of food. FA2W Web also helps manage customer loyalty, directly sending rewards like points or coupons, personalized messages. It even allows for things like joint promotions, these Exco Coupon events where multiple businesses could team up. So for you, the customer, it means finding cool local stuff with deals tailored for you, easily supporting small businesses, and actually getting rewarded for being loyal.
That sounds great for local economies. Now, what about community building? Online groups can sometimes feel a bit fragmented or controlled by the platform they're on. So with Smartcubics, group pages let people create decentralized communities maybe around a hobby, a local neighborhood, even residents in an apartment building. Each gets its own unique address.
Uh-huh. And within those communities, smart cubics become the way to share information easily, local events, maybe organizing group buys. The semantic AI would help surface relevant info to the right members. There's also a My Friends feature mentioned, which could foster a kind of collective intelligence within the group. And a My Reward system could even compensate people for contributing to the community, perhaps linking up with local businesses for offers. So it's about building stronger, more active communities, making info sharing easy, and even recognizing contributions.
Okay, one more industry fashion. This is an area where personalization is huge, but so is the problem of counterfeits. So users could set up their style preferences on a personal homepage. The semantic AI then analyzes this, recommending specific items or outfits presented as smart cubics. And you could access these recommendations and maybe even buy through your FON2W web link, no login needed. It's like having a personal AI stylist.
Exactly. And blockchain tackles the counterfeit problem head-on with authenticity verification. Imagine scanning a QR code on a luxury handbag with FON2W Web and instantly seeing its entire production history, the materials used, maybe even a story from the designer. Real peace of mind. It also empowers designers and influencers. They can showcase their portfolios as smart cubics, interact directly with their followers, and fans could earn rewards for engagement. So yeah, you get your AI stylist, you can verify authenticity easily, and you can connect more directly with the fashion creators you follow.
Okay, putting all these examples together, what's the real bottom line here? How does Smartcubic actually stand out from, the Web 2.0 platforms we use now, or even other AI systems? It feels like it does similar things, but the how is very different.
The competitive edge is pretty significant, and it's more than just features, I think. Consider traditional AI, it often hallucinates, right? Makes stuff up. And it's usually working off old data. Smartcubic's semantic AI, boosted by RLHF and ACHE, fundamentally changes that game. You get much higher reliability, and the information is real-time, constantly updated. That's not just a small tweak. It's a foundational difference in trustworthiness and usefulness. And then there's the absolute core difference. User data sovereignty through blockchain. That versus the centralized control model of today's big platforms. In Web 2.0, you basically rent access by giving up your data. With Smartcubic, the premise is you own your data. This shifts the whole dynamic toward a fairer digital economy. You might even get compensated if you choose to share your data, instead of it just being monetized by someone else. And this naturally leads to other advantages, like potential cost savings for businesses, access to real-time info, and that really powerful semantic search that understands meaning. It really makes you ask, doesn't it? How different will our online interactions be when we truly own our digital selves?
It's a massive shift in power, yeah. And you add to that the user experience part that FONE2W Web login-free access is honestly just huge, a huge relief. Plus the blockchain copyright protection finally giving creators a fair shake. And Smartcubic also has unique tools like its AI builder, letting people customize AI without being expert coders, and these new reward marketing models that blend online and offline experiences, the O2O stuff.
And looking ahead, their roadmap is ambitious. They're talking about integrating AI, the metaverse, blockchain, IoT, aiming for a true Internet of Everything, where our physical and digital lives merge more seamlessly. They're playing global expansion, aiming for 100 cities, building these decentralized local digital ecosystems. This could spawn totally new business models. Things like AI memorial platforms to preserve digital legacies or advanced AI-driven copyright systems. The end goal seems to be true hyperpersonalization, what they call a one-person media experience built on a foundation of distributed data ownership with clear, transparent compensation when data is used.
So wrapping up this deep dive, it really feels like Smartcubic is trying to represent a fundamental move towards a smarter, fairer, more user-centric digital world by weaving together semantic AI, blockchain, and that Phony2W web gateway. It's not just another app. It feels more like a potential new operating system for how we interact online.
Absolutely. And its specific strengths, particularly F1A2W Web security, which allows it to operate confidently in really sensitive areas like finance and healthcare, that signals its potential to unlock significant new markets and genuinely reshape digital interactions. It feels like a key piece of the puzzle for the next evolution of the internet.
So the final thought for you listening. In this world where we're constantly wrestling with information overload and feeling like we don't control our own data, how might a truly personalized, genuinely secure, and decentralized digital ecosystem actually change your relationship with technology? How might it reshape your digital identity? Definitely something to think about.